It's my lock-iversary. One of the best decisions I ever made. It's really giving today. I started with comb coils. How many locks do I have? Every single retwist is a 12 out of 10. Now, why did I lock my hair? I didn't have a choice. It was so much shrinkage. Am I gonna have to comb these out? I cried on the way home. I cried once I got home. And I hid my locks for 7 months. Almond and avocado leave-in conditioner. I spritz all around. I feel more confident. Important questions to ask your loctician during the consultation or the appointment. So I cut it off. My least favorite lock. Welcome back to another video. Today we're talking about my locks because it's my lock-iversary. Well, officially it's my lock-iversary on December the 10th. Today is December the 1st, but same thing. I am 2 years locked, which means what? 2022 is when I lock my hair. And sometimes I'm still in disbelief that I have locks. Like, it does not quite make sense in my head. Like, it doesn't seem like my reality sometimes. I look and I'm surprised and I'm like, whoa. You really locked your hair. After like 3 years of playing with the idea of it and contemplating it and wearing faux locks regularly, I finally did it. But I feel like my hand was forced a little bit. Yes, and I'll get into that later. Nonetheless, I'm so glad I did it. One of the best decisions I ever made. And as you can see, like yesterday, I got a fresh retwist, so like, it's really giving today. For the 2-year lock-iversary, I'm going to just be going over about like 21 questions, but it really might end up being more. I don't know, because y'all know I like to get to rambling and then I'll be answering questions that won't even ask. Now, some of these questions and answers will be the same as in my 1-year lock-iversary because some things haven't changed, but some things have changed. Let's get started. I actually have the list on my phone, so bear with me. And of course, we gotta start off with like the basics. I can kind of set the scene for you. Well, I guess I already answered this. How long have I been locked? 2 years as of December 10th, 2024. Lock method that I started with and for maintaining. So when I originally got my hair locked, I started with comb coils and then I've been getting palm roll ever since for my retwist. I do not do my retwist. I have a loctician that I go to regularly. Yeah, I don't interlock. This question I get a lot, especially on TikTok, but how many locks do I have? I have 117 locks. I actually counted them out one day on one of the vlogs on the channel. I used to have 118. So for the most part, I go to the same loctician. However, there has been, I think twice or maybe 3 times I've gone to someone else just because of like scheduling and things like that. But one of the other locticians, she ended up combining 2 of my locks. And I can understand why she did, but she didn't say anything to me or let me know. I just kind of found out once I got out of the chair. I'll actually touch on that lock a little bit later to answer another question, but yes. I have 117 locks. I don't know if it like looks like it. Like if I were to look at my head, I would probably say a number like 60 or 70. I would have never thought there were 117. Let's talk about my loctician because I definitely don't mind sharing. I think she is absolutely amazing. Every single retwist is fire. Every single retwist is a 12 out of 10. Every single retwist has me feeling like my best self. Her name is Jada. So I travel to Pearland to get my locks retwisted. So every time I go, I get a wash and a retwist. I rarely get a style. But we'll talk about that in a second. Now, why did I lock my hair? Great question you should ask. So I've been natural since 2010 or 2011. For someone who works out regularly as I do, I work out 6 to 7 days a week. I sweat a lot in my head. And then I had the audacity to move to Houston, Texas, where it is humid 10 out of the 12 months. I didn't have a choice, honestly. It was like either continue to wear a headband wig, which wasn't working the way I wanted it to work, not be able to hold styles in my natural hair, cut the hair off. I always have some type of braids in, but then that started messing with my edges. So it was like I had to make a choice. And I guess enough became enough and I got that up and I made that appointment and I was scared and I hated it and I cried because I didn't like them and they were thin and my hair, it was so much shrinkage. This is a random question, but like how was my experience when I first got my hair locked? Let's talk about that. So I went that day. I just knew. I knew that like I was about to be, it was going to be swaying. Like it was going to be something. Absolutely not. My hair when I first started, like my loose hair was probably right here, like straight. So, you know, I'm thinking like I'm gonna get a little bit of shrinkage, like maybe right here. No, when I tell you them things was like up here, they look thin. It wasn't very full. And I was just like, what the heck did I just do? Am I gonna have to comb these out? Like I cried on the way home. I cried once I got home. Once I took video, I couldn't believe it. And I hid my locks for 7 months. There were very few people who even knew I locked my hair because I used to wear this headband wig. It was like a kinky curly wig. But yeah, I hid my hair for 7 months before I ever, I think before I ever posted online that I had, well, outside of YouTube, that I locked my hair. Those first few months, I thought it was the biggest mistake. And now I feel like it's like one of the biggest blessings, one of the best things I could have done for myself. What's my favorite thing about my locks? That's a good question. I think the fact that I can really get up and go most of the time. Like the maintenance for my locks, it's barely any. At least that's how it is for me. I'll go into my routine and everything in a minute, but like I literally can get up and have my hair in a presentable style within like 60 seconds. Like it really doesn't take much at all. Like literally, it's so low maintenance and I love it. How often do I get a retwist? Typically every 4 weeks. I do think in the future I may push it out to 5 weeks, but it really just depends on my workout regimen, because again, I sweat a lot in my head, and yes, I can wash my hair and not necessarily retwist it. However, I don't want to. I want to say like 2 months ago, I had to end up pushing my retwist back like a whole month. So basically I went like 7 weeks without a retwist, which is the longest I've ever been, but my hair needed to be washed. So I ended up washing my hair myself at home. And when I tell y'all, I pretty much flooded my bathroom. Like there was water everywhere. I tried to film. It was a mess. It was a lot. Like I would do it again if I had to. Like it wasn't horrible, but it just isn't as fun or as easy as going to my loctician, having her to wash it and everything, and we're good. Making sure I get all the soap out, make sure I get all the conditioner out. It was a long process. Drying it. I got rid of my seated dryer, so I had to use a hand dryer to like dry it. I don't like retwisting my own hair because I'm just not. I'd rather pay for the convenience. My maintenance routine, I love it so much because again, it's so low maintenance. So after I get my retwist, I don't normally spray it with anything for the first 5 to 7 days. After that time, I started spraying it, and these are the items that I use. This is the Design Essential Almond and Avocado Leave-In Conditioner. This is the same product that I use. Wait. Come on, focus. When I washed it at home, I used the shampoo and the conditioner. This is just the leave-in version. I mix this with H2O into a spray bottle, and I get the spritzing. I spritz all around. It's not gonna be drenched, but it will be wet. I do this before I get in the shower. I put my scarf on around the edges. I put a shower cap on, and then I get into the shower and allow the humidity to kind of allow the water to seep in and allow the leave-in conditioner to seep in without necessarily sitting on my locks. So when I get out, they're like really fluffy and like big, and I don't know how to explain it, but I love it when I get out and they've taken in the leave-in conditioner and the water. I also spray it with rose water as well. And then for my scarves, so I have 3 different scarves that I use regularly on my hair. This scarf is long, and this is the one I normally use on my edges. Like say for instance, I come from the gym, I'm about to get in the shower. This is like my gym scarf. The one that I lay like down, don't mind the tag, and like wrap my edges. This is my nighttime scarf. It's more of a square versus a rectangle. Just do it like this. I put it on this way. I just tie it down, and my locks are normally out in the back, if that makes sense. And this is what, satin? I sleep on a satin pillow, as well as this is satin. And then I have a bonnet, because when I first get my hair done, like now, I am going to put this around my edges. I'm going to then put the rest of my hair into this, and then I'm going to put on 2 shower caps because I don't want it to get wet yet, and I want to protect my edges and my retwist as much as possible. And then this, when I do use any type of product on my hair, it's just this edge booster, which I use on my edges, obviously, with like a little brush. I don't use any type of oils in my hair, and this is not my profession, right? So I can't tell you what to use, what not to use, but I don't ever put oil in my hair. The only time oil goes in my hair is once I'm getting my retwist done. My loctician goes through and put oil on my scalp, and it's 2 different things she sprays on my scalp. She sprays something, then she put oil on my scalp. That's the only time. Otherwise, it's only water, rose water, and leave-in conditioner. And apparently my hair likes it, because I mean, it's been growing nicely to say it's been 2 years. It looks full, it's healthy, it works for me. I have no idea what number question we're on, but we're just going along here. We're gonna still say it's 21 questions. Has anything changed over the last year? Not really. My routine is still very much so the same. I have been combing out the ends of my locks when I'm bored or when I have the time to do so, just because I want to keep them coily for as long as I can. I personally like the fluffy, coily look versus like my entire lock being locked, if that makes sense. Like I have some that are pretty much like locked at the end. I don't feel any right now. But yeah, there hasn't been any changes for real. With the exception of one thing, but I'm gonna talk about that at another question. There's just one little teensy wincy exception. Is there anything I would have done differently? Ooh, that's a good question. Yes, but probably not what you think. Like I should have taken more pictures and videos in the beginning, because now when I'm asked like, okay, but where did you start at, Jasma? It's hard for me to have examples because I don't have that many pictures, because I did not like my locks. I didn't embrace them early enough, so I don't have much footage of them. I wish I would have taken more pictures and more videos of my locks along the journey. Even if it's something you're like, say for instance, you're not a content creator, you don't have any plans of posting your locks, I still think just to like look back on, even if you do it once a month. For me, since my anniversary is on the 10th, so if I did it every 10th of the month, like took a picture, took a video or something, just to have to go back to, like, oh, I remember when they were this length and look at where they are now. I think that's something cool to do. And maybe, just maybe, the other thing I wish I had done differently is started sooner. When I was going back and forth with myself in 2018, 2019, I should have went and did it. It's made my life so much easier. I feel more confident because my hair is normally like always in a space where it looks really good. And to me, my hair matters. I know that doesn't apply to everyone, but my hair matters a lot to me. I think it really helps to shape my face and just provide this additional layer of confidence. So to me, it matters a lot. Yo, I really hope I'm in focus, because again, I can't see anything. My least favorite thing, I think I already answered this. My least favorite thing about locks is just going to the appointments. And really, I mean, it's just the fact that I have to travel there. I just don't like appointments. I don't like maintenance appointments. Like, it's just, if I can do it at home, I'm gonna do it at home, except for some things. And this is one of those exceptions where it's like, nah, I just go get it done. I don't have a least favorite thing about my locks. If it's raining and it's not and I didn't just get a fresh retwist, I can walk out in the rain. Sometimes humidity actually helps my locks to look fuller. So no, I don't think there's a least favorite thing. My favorite style, if you watch this vlog, you already know these two pieces down in the front, either my hair in a ponytail or in a claw clip, half up, half down like it is now, or either a bun on top. Those are literally the only 4 styles I really wear. I do wear it down sometimes, but not as much as I used to. So those 5 styles is really like it. One second, y'all, let me get my glasses because I cannot see. You know, honestly, I still don't know. So my apologies if I have not been in focus this entire time. Oh, as far as styles, I do want to, however, start playing with more styles in the upcoming months. I want to try a few things, especially now that my hair is longer. I'm more willing to have my hair out of my face, because when it was shorter, taking it out of my face honestly just gave me like boy vibes. Like I felt like a boy. I know that sounds absurd, but that's just how I felt. Now that it's longer, I can take it out of my face and like have a high ponytail. You know what I'm saying? Like it can still shape my face kind of, because there's more back there than when it was shorter. It's like if you take it away, it's just like you don't see anything. And I think that was actually one of the things I said last time. I was like, oh no, I don't really like styles because of like tension and things like that. Like I don't want a lot pulling on my hair. I don't want a lot pulling on my edges, but I think I can explore some styles that don't really require all of that manipulation and like tension, if that makes sense. Another piece of advice. Yeah, literally at this point, I don't know what's going on with these questions, but just do it. If you are thinking about it, I highly encourage it. Do it. And worst case scenario, I mean, you can comb them out if you palm roll or something. I don't think with interlock you can comb them out, but like, just do it. 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 Oh, recommendations. So for me personally, again, I don't like a lot of tension on my hair and whatnot. So normally when I have a style, the things I mentioned a few minutes ago, I have certain products that I use. Like I get these from Target, and I don't use like the smaller bows. You know, bows that are like normally like this size or something or smaller. I just feel like that's too much, like way too much tension, like chill out. So I like to use this, and at most I'll double it for a ponytail or for a bun. And then I use bobby pins, of course. I use these sometimes if I need to tuck hair in somewhere. And then claw clips. I do have a hard time finding claw clips that fit all of my hair. I'm trying to find ones that are jumbo. The one that I have in now is probably my favorite because it opens up wide. It's not necessarily long, but it opens wide so it can grip more. Let me see if I can show you. See how it's like, it can open this way. and capture a lot of the hair in there the way I needed to. How long was my hair when I started? I pretty much answered that, but it was like right here. If I can find some, I'll throw some photos up on the screen of how my loose natural hair was before I locked it. And I might even throw up some pictures of like when I first got my hair locked. We listen, we don't judge. We watch, we don't judge. Important questions to ask your loctician during the consultation or the appointment. I do think it's very important to find someone who not only knows how to retwist locks or to start locks, but someone who has an education in healthy hair as a whole, healthy natural hair. I think that's a huge qualification, at least it is for me. Also having a reference picture, because I think sometimes we have an idea in our head what we think our locks may look like, or just because we're getting locks, they're gonna look like someone else's. And when I tell you there are so many different looks to locks, there are so many, and they're all so beautiful. But I think sometimes we might get in our head and think that our locks gonna look a certain way, and that's just not how they look. Like the picture I sent, or the picture I took to the girl who started my locks, that's not how my hair looks. That is not how my hair looks. And I will try to find that photo. It's this girl online. I don't know her ad or anything, but I'm gonna go to Pinterest and find it. Love her locks so much. And I like that messiness. I like the bigness. I've always liked hair with volume. So I love the fact that hers has a lot of volume. But that's literally not how my hair looks. But I did ask her to have my parts started in a way where they would probably be the same size as her. Having someone who really know what they're doing. Like we may say, oh, I want small, but like, what does that look like once our hair starts to mature, once our locks start to actually bud and things, what does that look like? And so having those questions, or being able to ask those questions to whoever you go to, and them providing you with an actual knowledgeable answer, I believe to be important. Do I have any damaged locks? I do not. However, what I noticed is, so my hair is very stiff when I first get it done. Like there's no way you'll catch me walking out like this. It's just very flat. There's no volume, there's no body, there's no nothing. Very much just straight. So don't ever expect to see my hair like this again. I don't have any damaged locks, but I have locks. It's only like 2 or 3. I have to find them. Here it is. So I'm not sure if y'all can see, I want to say that this part right here is pretty much all dead hair. And the reason I say that is because you can kind of just tell. If I feel this portion of my hair against up here, it just feels like this is hair that has like shedded and just like remain attached, if that makes sense. That's exactly the same thing that happened to another lock. This lock, same thing that happened. So I cut it off. And now it's thriving. My locks on the edges will tend to, are more susceptible to doing that than any of the other locks because it sheds so much, if that makes sense. But I need to cut it about right there. Because when I did the same thing to the other one, the ends now immediately like started coiling up again, and it just looks healthier. Kind of like getting your ends clipped. All right, so these are more like fun questions versus like serious questions. My favorite lock. I think my favorite lock is actually the one I just showed y'all, the one that I had to end up cutting, because yeah, it's just something about this. I go to this one a lot. Like when I'm at my desk, I'll play with this lock the most. My least favorite lock. Remember I was telling y'all that I went to that loctician who combined them two? Let me see if I can find it. So this lock has this. It has these 2 pieces that come out of this one lock, and I just don't like that, because why you? It's a wishbone. Like, why are you doing that? Why are you like that? This is absolutely my least favorite lock. Because why? Again, I get the point that she probably did them because those 2 are a little bit thinner than the rest. But like, why you ain't tell me? Again, it wasn't my normal loctician. The last question, what is my longest lock, and then what is my shortest lock? Y'all already seen the shortest one, and it's that same one that I play with. This is absolutely my shortest lock. Because where's the rest of you? And then what is my longest lock? It's in the back. It's my longest lock, and it comes down to about right here. I think a reason is, one, it's not as much shrinkage at the bottom as it is on the other locks. And maybe it's the location. It's not even the bottom row. I don't know, but this is my longest lock, and sometimes it sticks out because it does hang a little bit longer than the rest. Like if it's in a ponytail, you can kind of sometimes see it. I'm all talked out. That is 20 something questions. Happy 2 years to me. Happy lockiversary. One of the best decisions I ever made. If you have any other questions, so that when I do future Q&As, please let me know in the comment section so I can address them. Thank you guys so much for watching, and I will see you in the next video.